evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simability Racing League Wacky Wednesdays. It's the final Wacky Wednesdays. Got us through the holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and it's the final one, and it's one of the wackier ones we've done. Considering what we do, we are Indy Cars here at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. 50 laps going to be the distance here, and I tell you what, these guys are doing speeds of almost 200 miles an hour. I'm seeing top speeds of 227 miles an hour, 228 miles an hour by Billy Wise in the number 32 machine. So they are hauling around here. It could go really fast, but going that fast, you get being that close, there's a lot of problems that could go on. 80-degree track temperature out here tonight, and there's not really a lot of wind or clouds or anything that's going to really affect the track as of right now. So we are looking at a pretty decent setup going into tonight's race. Practice still underway. Just over 10 minutes left to go in practice. And Tom Johnson is on top of the board with Don Koneman right there behind him. And Stephen Kiefer up to third place on the board in his number 22 machine. So looking pretty good for Kiefer. And Johnny Berardi's actually got himself up to fourth position on the scoreboard as well. So being a flat-out track with these cars, it's more of a line game, and if you're on that game, then you're looking pretty good. Only a couple cars out on track at the moment. Tom Johnson, Don Koneman, Steve Kiefer on the track. Tom Johnson, fastest driver here so far tonight. He's driving the white number 23 machine. Kind of hard to tell the numbers on these things, so we'll go by the paint scheme colors. They don't really stick out too well. You can see the numbers on the tail wing there, but they're awfully kind of small when they're moving this fast. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Do we got any drivers in here kind of close to each other? I don't really see. I don't know if we're getting any extra guys coming together. It looks like Tom's getting passed by a few guys, so we're gonna get a little group together here. Oh, and there it is right there, a little bump, and that's what happens. Oh, and yeah, it's gonna get crazy here tonight. Wacky Wednesdays here. Next week we actually move channels, and we actually go to this broadcasting, JPB Broadcasting. You can see it up there in the top right-hand corner. Link is in the description. The race link for next week is also in the description, so make sure you go in there. You subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and select all notifications, so that way when we go live next week and for the weeks prior to that, we've got a 20-week race season ahead of us. It is going to be a long stint. So make sure you keep that notification bell there, and you'll get a notification every time we get ready to go racing. But yes, JP Broadcasting, the new home of Simability Racing League. Big thanks to James for having us come over and giving us a platform to work from. Really excited to be working with them guys, and it is going to be an awesome partnership. So definitely get over there. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. That is the new home for Simability. And like I said, the links are in the description, so make sure you go hit that description box and grab those two links, so that way you do not miss out on any Simability racing. But right now, we've got about 7 minutes left in practice before qualifying starts. You can see there's Don Koneman. He's got the crazy blue, green, and red paint scheme. He moved up to second. He's trying to take that top spot from Tom Johnson, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to do it. he's got an extra tenth that he's got to gain on Johnson. So he might. I don't know if Johnson did that in draft or not. If this track is going to be much of a draft track or just get away from the car that's from behind you kind of track. We'll have to see once we get some cars in a pack. But these guys are running super fast. Still only about half our field. We see Robert Wise in the number 6, one of our newer additions to Simability, hopping on track, and there's Don Koneman sideways in front of him, and they're gonna go flying through the air in practice. Jacob Van took home a win in the Simability last week, and he's gonna look to do it 2 in a row. And what an insane race from last week. It was really awesome to watch. You really have to go check that out if you missed it. But this is the guy you got to really watch out for. New to the league, it's only going to be his 3rd time out here with Simability. Looks like he touches that apron, gets a boost, but nice recovery. Ends up sending out in turn 2, but you're really going to have to watch out for that apron here tonight. We got Brian Lowhead with us. Nice to see Brian able to make it into the car tonight as he now gets stuck into the outside retaining wall. If practice has anything to do with it, we're gonna have a rough race ahead of us. 9 drivers strong so far. We do have quite a few drivers for our league, but over the Wacky Wednesdays, without the full season and points racing, we've had some drivers kind of doing their own thing. So we're looking to actually have a larger field. We do usually have about 15 to 17 drivers on a nightly basis when we're going strong. So looking to see them drivers come back. We are the Simability Racing League. Simability.com is your one-stop shop. If you are any form or type of disabled and wanting to race, Simability is the place to go. They've got all the kinds of, I don't even know all the products they have. They have so many different types of hand controls for all types of different wheels. And Glenn is more than welcome and more than happy to help anybody get there and make it possible for them. So make sure you check them out. Simability.com. They're the ones that make it possible. They're the ones that have been allowing us to go racing and have a great time with friends for years now. So check them out, Simability.com, making sim possible, and Action Sports Foundation is another people that I do got to mention before we go racing here. They really support us in a bunch of different ways, and Billy Wise in the number 32. He ain't on track right now, but he's the one that makes this league possible. He deals with Action Sports Foundation, and we both deal with Glenn, and it's a pretty awesome combo that these guys have got. So shout out to all them for making this league possible and making it possible for us to go racing every single week of the year. And we've got a couple of drivers going ahead. We got Tom Johnson battling with Brian Lowhead, I believe. I think that's Brian in that black car, and that is Brian. Moves up to second quick, following Tom Johnson around. Point 1 off, so he pushes Tom to a faster lap. And actually gets almost the fastest lap. He's going to take it from him. Can Brian Lowhead take the top spot from Tom Johnson in the last few minutes of practice? I don't think he's actually going to do it. Up nice and fast in the sim here. Only 2 minutes left before we go qualifying, and then we will get to our 50-lap main event. That's Stephen Kiefer right there. That was Jacob Van and Brian Lowhead get together. Oh, that That was kind of rough. That was a little bit rough. That's the kind of stuff we're gonna see in the race tonight if guys don't give each other room. It's a very fast track, and these cars do turn really fast. So you're really gonna have to see each other, give each other room, see each other, pay attention to where each other are at, or we're gonna see some pretty insane wrecks. Possibly even cars flying through the air. So it's gonna be an exciting night, and I really can't even take a guess on who we're gonna take as a top spot. Tom Johnson's very fast. He was last season's champion, but at the same time, anything can happen in a place like this. And the man who's definitely always hard to beat, Don Coleman, third quickest right now. If anybody was going to battle Tom Johnson for Mr. Consistency, this is who it would be. He came second place in the championship last year, only by a matter of a few points to Tom Johnson by the end of the season. So he'll be itching for another round at the championship. Coming up in this next season, we do have the All-Star Challenge Series. There's 4 races in the season. And if a driver can win all 4, there's a cash bonus for winning all 4 of those All-Star Challenge races. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a bunch coming this season, 20 weeks. But right now, practice is finishing up. We're about to transition over to qualifying for the last Wacky Wednesday before the 2023 season opener of the SK Super Series. And here we see Don send it into the wall at the end of practice. And now we are going to switch over to qualifying mode. So, who's going to set the fastest time? Tom Johnson had it. Can anybody snatch it from him? Tom Johnson. He was your fast qualifier in practice, so let's take a ride with him around Charlotte. Let's see what he can do on his qualifying lap. A little bit of slippage through 1 and 2. It might slow him down just a little bit, but full throttle. Oh, he almost got that apron there in 3. 44.72. Stephen Keaton's going to come out on top. Stephen Kiefer, Brian Lowhead, Tom Johnson, Don Codeman, and is the 4 that have set a lap time down. So far only separated by 0.2 of a second. Lowhead coming in with another lap. Coming in second with a 24.4. Robert Wise taking 5th. Don Coneman to the top of the charts at number 97. With a 24.266. Stephen Kiefer now going into the pits, locking in that second place position. Ryan Lowhead on the track. He's getting off track. He's 3rd. Tom Johnson 4th. Robert Wise 5th. Johnny Berardi in 6th. Those are the 6 drivers. 2 have qualified. And it looks like the track is clearing up. So, SK Super Series coming up next week. JP Broadcasting on YouTube. The links are in the description for both the race and the YouTube channel that we are associated with and broadcasting from. So, make sure you click subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications, and we're about to get going racing here. They're going to be gridding up very shortly. I believe they just got a few more minutes of practice, getting the cars ready, getting the guys strapped in. 50 laps the distance here tonight, so it is going to be a tough race if these guys are going green. I mean, it's full throttle drafting, close side-by-side action, so it's gonna take a lot to keep these cars straight and together. We'll see if these guys got it for the last Wacky Wednesday. It's the last weekend. It's all out. It's checkers or wreckers. If you ain't first, you're last kind of stuff, because these 9 guys all want to win before they gotta start paying attention to long-term and championship stuff. So coming up, 1 more minute to go before we go racing here. 50 laps at Charlotte. Still just finishing up the session. Just a couple more seconds left to go. We'll take a look at our grid for the starting lineup of the Simability Wacky Wednesdays. Don Koneman's got the pole at number 97 with a 24.268. Stephen Kiefer taking this alongside in second place, just 1/10 below Don with a 24.3. Brian Lohad starting in third. Great drive for that number 27 machine. Tom Johnson in fourth. Jacob Van starting inside row number 3 with Robert Wise and the number 14 machine sitting to his outside. Johnny Berardi starting row number 4 and that number 99 machine, and Billy Wise going to start to his outside. Andrew Smith in the 97 once again starting at the back of the field, so we'll see what he can do. Field's starting to roll off. So let's get into it. Don Koneman taking the pole, third and fastest in practice. And man, 50 laps. It's gonna be a race here. I can't wait to see this first 2 laps. It's gonna be absolutely insane. 9 drivers. I don't know if any of these guys have driven this car in the last 2 years, other than what they've done in practice before the race. So it ought to be interesting. It's crazy what someone thinks of when they choose car combo, like Phoenix and the Beetle we had last week. So crazy stuff, crazy fun, and we're getting ready to go. Actually, that Beetle was actually 2 weeks ago. We had street stocks last week where Jacob Van ended up taking that win. We're back here at Charlotte one more time. And Don Koneman's got the pole with Kiefer on the outside. Kiefer's going to really try to hold that outside line as long as he can on Koneman. So we'll see if he can hold it. Pace car's getting ready to duck off. They're going to go on green. And there's the green flag right there. And Koneman with a huge jump. Kiefer missed it. Kiefer drops 3 spots already. 40 hits turn number 1. Tough break for Kiefer. Jacob Van now battling with Lohad for second place, trying to assert that dominance, trying to keep that car out front. You got to get in the draft to Koneman. You don't want to let him get away Looks like Lowhead and Kiefer now going at it. No one wants to get in line quite yet. These tires wear off after about 15 laps, especially if you're racing kind of hard. So we'll see. Jacob Van trying to take the lead from Koneman already. Battle starting up front. And Kiefer might be able to get by Lowhead in two battles next to each other. It's hard to see. It doesn't look like Jacob Van is getting anywhere on Koneman at the moment. Looks like Kiefer's going to have Lowhead cleared as Lowhead goes all the way down past the apron, and yep, Kiefer is going to have him clear. Hopefully he doesn't lose Koneman and Van, who are going at it right now at the front. Van going to look to the outside of Don Koneman. 3 laps complete already. It can go fast if we stay green. These two going to battle it out front. Stephen Kiefer back in third, Brian Lowhead fourth, and Tom Johnson just takes that 4th spot right now from Brian. So Johnson, after that tough start on the outside behind Kiefer, starting to get it going again. One more time, back up towards the front. Van and Koneman still really close side by side racing. Johnson getting to Kiefer. And getting the Lowhead, and they get touched! Big wreck, 3-car wreck into turn number 3. Oh man, and it doesn't look like someone else got through it. That was tough. Lowhead is on his roof. He is going to have to tow if he can't get that right side up. We are under caution, lap number 6 here at Charlotte. Tough break for Johnson, Lowhead. Oh, and Andrew Smith got by nice and clean. See what happens with these guys. Brian goes in, and it looks like Kiefer just backed off a little bit. May have got a little loose, and Johnson got right into the back of him and ended up sending him around and causing some problems. So that was a tough break. And it looks like Jacob Van got Koneman on track, but they are all coming into the pits. I seen the car smoking in backwards. Not sure what happened there in turn 4, but right now Jacob Van was shown your leader. Now I'm showing Andrew Smith out in the lead. So from last to first in 7 laps. Not too bad for Smith. He didn't do it at all on speed. He just did it on luck right there and not taking the pit stop. But we'll see what that has to do with anything. So, going through the field, we have Andrew Smith, Johnny Berardi, Robert Wise, and then Don Koneman back in 4th position. So, Andrew Smith, Johnny Berardi, Robert Wise did not pit. Then out of the pitting crew, we have Koneman, Billy Wise, Tom Johnson, Jacob Van, and Stephen Kiefer. Looks like Brian Lowhead's still in the pits, so we're going to show him 9th and 2 laps down. Tough break. He's towing right now. He was upside down, so he'll end up getting his laps back and get back on the lead lap and ready to go racing with us. And next week we start something a little different with Simability Racing League. We are adding a lucky dog point system. So we give everybody the option to get waiver rounds and take waiver rounds. We don't keep people laps down. If they go laps down, we want people to have a good time, have racing, and if they're able to pass people, they'll be able to earn those spots back. We don't really kind of hold them laps. But if you wanted to, say you're running in the back, you're having a rough time, but you really want to get some championship points, we're going to have a lucky dog point. So if you get issued a lucky dog through iRacing, it'll actually give you a championship point towards the season. So it's like you showed up for a race and raced, or you get 3 lucky dogs, you end up getting 3 extra points. You may have to stay laps down for most of that race to be able to get those lucky dogs, but you're gaining a couple extra points over you would have if you knew you weren't going to gain a couple extra spots on track. So it gives guys to have a little bit more of a closer points battle, and it should be really interesting to see how it works over the first few races. But we're going through turn number 4. The lights are off on the pace car, and Johnny Berardi has got the top spot. Oh, he's in the top. Looks like Johnny Berardi is hanging out, ready to go. He started late. I don't know what happened back there. The top line just did not go. And Don Codeman all the way back out to the lead with a big jump. Jacob Van getting by Berardi. I'm seeing smoke. Not sure what all that's from. Van very close to that apron, getting wishy-washy as Steven Kiefer's going to come by on the outside. Kiefer's going to try to pounce on the high side. Something happened with Kiefer. He slowed way up at the start-finish line. Oh, man, Van running right on the ragged edge, hitting that apron every time. Kiefer's going to take the spot from Van as Coneman's now opened up a 1.3 second lead over these two. The problem is these guys are battling side by side together. If they were working together, they might have a better chance at what's going on. Billy Wise looks like he's moving up a spot. There's a little battle going on between Andrew Smith and Johnny Berardi. Crazy side by side action between the two Marlboro cars. And we got a repeat up front. Looks like these two are settling out. But we got a repeat up front. Van is trying to track down Coneman, but he's got Kiefer on him. These two are getting ready to go back at it one more time. Johnny Berardi is now falling down to 8th position. Still a very close battle between Jacob Van and Steven Kiefer. Kiefer trying to get by, having a very tough time. Tom Johnson trying to catch these two. Johnson a little ways behind, trying to catch these guys down. And he is gaining on them. So Johnson only 0.8 of a second back now. Oh, we got a big crash. Caution on the speedway. It looks like Brian Lohead and Andrew Smith get together. Oh, something big happened. Smith in the white and red Marlboro car. He's battling alongside with Brian Lohead, and that's Billy Wise there in the Viagra car, the white and blue car there. Not sure what happened with Andrew. Looks like he might have just got the apron and it went around or something. Brian dives down to the inside and disappears for a second. Looks like we went back a little further than I expected. Oh, there it is. Andrew Smith comes up. Watch that one more comes up into low head, they have a big problem. So there's your caution number 2. Bunch of stuff coming in for drivers. It looks like we're having a little bit of an internet issue. We'll get through it. Bunch of drivers crashing out. Bunch of stuff going on. Robert Wise jumped into the pits, so he had a problem. And I apologize, folks. We seem to be having a major issue with iRacing right now. Don't normally have an internet issue like this, but we will try to get through it. Hope it's only a cloud or something, you know? But we will see. $18 laps completed so far out of the 50 laps scheduled, so we're almost halfway. 7 laps to halfway, that is. Alright, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break and see if we can't figure out what's going on. We'll be right back. Alright, sorry folks, we are experiencing some technical issues. Just hang with us. We will try to get them sorted out. Just a few more seconds there, folks. We are working on getting it back together. It's being a little difficult. Should be popping up here very shortly. Let's see if we can get you back into the race. We're not even halfway there, so lots of racing left to go. Alright, folks, I think we got it back, at least somewhere back. Tom Johnson currently running in 4th position, trying to chase down number 15, Jacob Van. He's right there in front of him. And Van gets into the wall. Johnson's going to have his chance. He's going to go to the inside. Nice swipe by Tom Johnson. Move him up to number 3rd. And it looks like Van's just going to go spinning down into the grass. And that's going to be causing a caution flag on purpose. And that is just not something we do. He's trying to. But, yeah, it's a tough break. We don't like to see that. Especially with the racing we're doing here. So, he's coming up in front of Don now. And definitely don't want to do that in front of Coleman. He's just going to try to get his lap back or something. And now the caution flag is out. Johnny Berardi, he just lost it coming out of turn 2. There it is. He had to go to the pit. So tough break for Berardi. He's going to get a tow. And I believe Jacob Van will get back on the lead lap after that craziness. So Don Koneman, your leader, Stephen Kiefer in 2nd, Tom Johnson in 3rd, and Billy Wise currently running in 4th. Looks like Johnson and Billy Wise taking the pit lane. We are well over halfway, 35 laps completed on lap number 36. So 15 more laps to go, including these caution laps that we're doing. So we'll probably get about 11 or 12 laps to go. Once we get the green flag, Don Koneman's still out front. Stephen Kiefer in 2nd, and Billy Wise has got himself up to 3rd, and I believe he just got some pit stops too. So Billy Wise coming out of the pits, he's being shown 3rd position still, even with the pack in front of him. So nice drive by Billy Wise to keep that car in a good position. So another caution's got us slowed down. Don Koneman out front. And Koneman has a reputation for taking us on a wild goose chase at the start. He's gotten great restarts from the left front. So we're going to see what he's got to do. Hopefully on the final restart, getting close to 10 to go here at Charlotte. Kiefer's been a tough challenger for Koneman tonight in that number 22 machine. And Billy Wise in that 32, he's really kind of been stuck in the back of the pack. He's one of our kind of front runner, pretty fast guys. And he's been kind of stuck in the back of the pack with a bunch of stuff happening in front of him. So looking to see what happens to him, Kiefer, and Koneman towards the end of this race. Sorry about the technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. I have no clue why I'm having problems with an iRacing server tonight. I absolutely never have problems with iRacing, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but nevertheless, we're going to try to get this race finished out. Currently 13 more laps to go once they hit the stripe, and I believe we'll get 1 to go once we hit the stripe, so we'll have 12 laps of racing once we go green flag racing. Koneman, Kiefer, Wise, and Tom Johnson in 4th position. We're going to double them up, get them ready to restart. Lap number 38. Koneman, Kiefer, Wise, and Johnson. Once again, apologies for the these little sputters in iRacing. Not sure what's going on there. We're going through turn number 4 here at Charlotte. 12 more laps to go. Don Koneman has a loud pedal at his disposal, and that pace car's getting ready to duck off. I know you can't see him right now, but there's Don Koneman off on the late start. Green flag in the air. He's going to get a nice jump on top of everybody. We are having some serious iRacing troubles. I am not sure what's going on here. We're not able to keep it up. Maybe it cleared itself out. Koneman's still out front. John, Kiefer, and Wise really going at it right now. Billy Wise trying to get by Kiefer. And it is so hard to tell what is going on, folks, so rightfully, I think we might just have to call the stream here. We're having problems with iRacing, because I'm not exactly sure what is going on here. Try to hang on for the last few laps and see if it gives us a little bit of what happens. So far, Koneman is way out front. It's going to take them some working together to get to him. Coming to 8 more laps to go. Yep, sorry folks, we're having some serious technical difficulties. Looks like there's a caution. We're going to call it from there. We'll try to get these issues figured out. Make sure you check us out next week on JP Broadcasting.